Today is a very good friend of mine's birthday. And he's no longer with us. But happy birthday, Scott. Let's turn this day into a day of fun remembrance of my friend. Let's turn it into something happy. This should cure my depression. Gonna change the old glasses and go look through a few comics and swap a few stories with nerds, maybe. Who knows? Come with me. Thank you very much to Michaela and everybody, the staff here at Radar Toys. I appreciate it. I picked up a couple of books and we talked wood toys for a little bit, and I'm going to talk about that when I get back in my car, back to home. All right, since you've been good, go to Target, get a Monster or something. I'm thirsty. And of course, since we're going in, check it out. Not much going on here. Rusty, do you need a Bronco like this? I know that you collect the trucks. Otherwise, nothing really much. Hanging on the pegs, and I checked those bins the other day. Again, really nothing going on in anywhere. No change. And, you know, no change is good change, I suppose, but... Oh, that's a cool Monster Jam truck. No change is good change, but, you know...
Oh, way to go. Okay.
Boy, it makes toy hunting difficult. Anyway, Let's see what they got going on in the Bakugan. Lots of Beyblade. These evolutions with the nanos, I don't need them. I like the figures that are with them, but I don't need the bullshit. And $10. I'll see you at Ross. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Good Lord. I'm not making this a tribute episode, and I'm not making this a. I don't want to bring anybody down about anything, but when people change your life, when somebody really touches you, I mean for real, it's very difficult to think about them when they're gone. And this guy, I'm just going to tell you all very straight story. He's a musician who worked for a band, who started a band. And in the process of being involved with that band from very early on, I had been a drinker, an alcoholic, and Scott changed my life. He said to me, "You're a great sound engineer, but you're also a tremendous drunk. And we're trying to do something a little more important here, a little more focused." And I thought about that, and he said, you can either work with the band or you can drink, but I would prefer that you not do both. And I had to think about myself real hard, and I had a week where I moved into an apartment building, managed to piss my landlord off, was surrounded by police officers in my backyard, and a blackout. It was a very low point in my life when Scott kind of pulled me up by the bootstraps. So the fact that he is gone now, and I have had some 20 odd years of sobriety now. One of the deepest scars, I think, is that I can't share that with him directly. And it's an achievement that's a little bit like an itch I can never scratch. So it's been an emotional day. And in a lot of ways. I mean, I woke up to my wonderful grandsons this morning, just rowdy in the house, and I thought about that, and my wife, and my friends at Radar, and all of you. So there's a lot of life left in me, but it was all started by one friend, Scott Larned, Larned. Look him up. Anyway, let's go inside. One last stop, and then I'm going home. Let's put this together. like Transformers. Ooh, but Cammy does. Anything happening in the Matchbox? No. Turns out all my grandkids know, well, anyway, my certain set of my grandsons actually, Silas and River, know all about Monster Jam. Monster Mud. I love it. But, okay, so, Hot Wheels is, they're priced the same. That's cool. I did not know whether or not they were all priced the same. Good to know. Nothing, no. Oh well. Oh man. Oh, I thought somebody tried to steal a dog. I didn't see the car because I got my glasses off. Oh wow. Shark tires are moving. Well, moving to the more shark car. Somebody's pulling alcohol off your shelf. That's terrible. So I'm about so. Wow, man, true metal. These things are heavy. $10. I don't know if I have a metal one or not yet. I love this thing. Fantastic. Not $14, but fantastic. Okay. Well, all right. That's that, I guess. Bummer. And by the way, Lando, at $10, still not moving. Racists. They do like that. Someday. Welcome back to the Monkey Shine Lab, the lab itself. Such as it is. Got some things around in back of me, but please don't pay any attention to that. Or the fact that I'm belching. I wanted to talk about some books that I just picked up because these are part 2 and part 3. I had read the first part of this, and if you missed it, there's a review. If you go back down, and I'll try to. This is what it looked like, and I'll put a link in the description, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I reviewed the first episode or installment issue of this, if you like. It came out, and then the subsequent episodes of the story were actually individual, like one was in Thor and one was in the Hulk. So yeah, I thought I had it upside down for a minute. One was in Thor. When the continuations are kind of ping-ponging back and forth between these two series. Okay, so I wanted to thank Jonah and Michaela and all the staff at Radar Toys, who, to their great misfortune, are starting to recognize me. But I appreciate that. So, anyway, this is why you go and you support the people who work at comic book stores. They're all gonna know more than you. I guarantee it, about this and more subjects that are in their store. And the other thing I wanted to talk about, I will talk to you real quick after I let my damn dog in. Excuse me. Sat back down and completely forgot what I was going to talk about. Thank you, Axel. There he goes. Probably thirsty. It's a warm day. So, what was I speaking of? Ah, yes. Comic book store people. They really help you out. They have a knowledge base so that you don't have to. I find that very refreshing in a store, especially one that services geek interests of all kinds. And one of the things that I bothered them about today, because like they don't have anything better to do, was about their wooden toys, which you saw some footage of. I found it interesting, the Tinker Toys that made the sort of the Enterprise, that of course that's going to catch my eye, right? But there was like a sort of an Indy car, like a Formula style, and like that. And I turned around before I had left. They were probably like, great, he's coming back. And I said, how are those selling? Do you all sell a lot of wood toys here? Because one of the things that Annie and I are very much interested in, at least for, say, the beginning years of a child's life, is to use things of a recyclable form. A renewable source, meaning something not made of chemicals, plastics, polymers, rubbers, any of that kind of thing. They can involve some of those materials. I'm not saying that you entirely maybe don't do that, but the larger base of the construction is made of, say wood, bamboo, whatever. Lego is beginning to make things out of hemp, which is interesting. They're beginning to make plastics, plastic-like substances. As our good friend Jeremy has told us, and he is our local Lego guru, he told us that at least what they're doing is the sort of softer plastic stuff, like tree fronds, tree limbs and things of that nature are now being made. They're trying out polymers made with hemp. So I know that at least they're trying to be conscious of the fact that their product, though it is the only thing that gains any sort of resale value, Lego, anything, the only things you can resell, and the only thing that's going to have value out of your kids' early years is anything that's stamped with a Lego. That's the only stuff that has resale value. So, if we could go about making the greater amount of our small kid toys not out of plastic. Don't go to the dollar store and buy rattles and etc. Stop by at your local toy store, independent toy store, and see if they're stocking wood toys. I think that some other departments are starting to recognize some of this trend, and they're starting to stock some of that. I will try to cover that in the box stores. That gives me another good idea to go in and bother the people at customer service. I'm not going to bother the people at customer service, but I would maybe entertain talking to someone who works in those departments about that subject, because it's important. There are so many things as we get older that we do want made of a durable plastic. I mean, this substance unfortunately has its place and its uses, but maybe, just maybe, if we can cut down on a bunch of that and the packaging that it comes in, which some companies have begun to reflect. They send their stuff out in a brown paper container around the car or the set of blocks or whatever it is, because that's super recyclable stuff that's just maybe inked on. Glossy papers and etc. like that, we've talked about it before. It's sort of, you throw it in your recycling, and you hope for the best. You wish that something good comes of it, but the truth of it is far different. So we want you in coming months to cut down on things, and rolling into the the gift giving times of the year for all the various races, creeds, and colors out there across the world, that you go to recycling paper if you're going to cover a present to make it more of a surprise, or put things into a reusable bag, which can also be a surprise. It's just, you don't have to rip up all that glossy paper, and somebody doesn't have to just put it all in the trash, because wrapping paper is absolutely, patently unrecyclable, folks. So it just goes into a landfill, and that's not what we are here. Anyway, soapbox to the side. Let's do another quick little thing here. Come here. Just as we were going to film another segment, the Prime driver, the Amazon person, came to the front door, and so we interrupt this proceeding to bring you this. Yeah. Did you see everything jump? I did that on purpose. This is the second volume in the Mighty Marvel Masterworks collection of the Fantastic Four. I have had a talk with one of our viewers out there in the comment section about their experience with, what was it? One of them that came out that was really kind of felt thin and such, and then a little while down the line also then picked up a Thor and was real surprised and happy with the thickness of that. I haven't looked into it too deeply yet, but the discussion I was having was about paper and about content. The paper in this feels really good and real thick, just like the first volume. But I am concerned if they're cutting corners on some of these. I gave the volume 1 of The Incredible Hulk to 2 of our grands to see if they kind of would get into that at all. The Hulk was one of my favorites, but the Fantastic Four was, meat and potatoes, I think, between the Fantastic Four and the Avengers, that was really, that was where my allegiance lay. And I'll tell you what, between the Avengers and the Fantastic Four, if I had to pick a more imaginative and more exciting of the two in terms of where it's gone and things it's covered and stuff, I think I would have to lean toward the Fantastic Four. I've been reading a bunch of their comic books of late, and I've seen a couple anyway. I have not bought them all, but I have sure looked through. And this was an easy call because it was only $12.50, I think, on Amazon, and it's in good shape. There's no crease in the cover or anything. There's no damage to the book that wouldn't be expected. There's all 9 of the issues. I don't know why I can't sometimes keep that word in my head. For some odd reason, my brain avoids the word issues. Make of that what you will, good people. Lord. Somebody's gonna figure me out someday, because the internet's forever. Anyway, the first volume, of course, of this was the birth of the Fantastic Four, but this really starts to get into the meat of it with Namor chasing Sue Storm. He has always been a rival for the Invisible Woman's hand. And again, is it Invisible Girl now? Is it Invisible Woman? For some odd reason, my brain is not recalling what they're calling her in recent issues that I've read. Again, my brain does not work very well. But what I was speaking about was that the cover price, if you look down here, dependent on if you're in, if you're in the US or Canada, this is what the book is going to run you. But I picked it up on Amazon for several dollars cheaper, and I'm happy about that. Though, I suppose that this is also, if you're down to pick these up, this is something that you can go in and buy at your local comic book store. If you buy it new, make sure it's not used. If you're going into a comic book store and you're buying it secondhand, again, they're not making any money on it. So give them the chance, give them the shot, give them the option first. Which, if you think about it, I should have done, but you know what? With the good people here at Radar Toys, I should have maybe picked this up from you folks at Radar Toys, but the truth of it is that I've got grandchildren in town, so I really need to save a few shekel here and there when I can. But please go out and support your local comic shop, and you can support Radar Toys here in Salem and in Eugene, Oregon. And they have an online presence, so please hunt them down, seek them out in a peaceful manner, and give them your money. I see by the crowding of napping animals that my lap will be needed in the TV room very soon by somebody. A dog, a cat, maybe even my wife will come home. Who knows? She's out getting some festive stuff for the holiday tomorrow. I would like to say have a very safe holiday if you are here in America. If you're in Chicago, I'd like to ask you what the hell's going on already. It's always a bad weekend, but come on, people. And my heart goes out to everyone in Chicago because I used to live there. I still care. I still care about all of you, and I care about the city, and I care about streets that we used to walk without fear. Anyway, please be safe with your explosives. As they say on The Simpsons, celebrate your country's independence by blowing up a small part of it. Go for it, have a good time, but also at 10 o'clock, cut it off, will you? We who have pets and don't blow things up would appreciate it. Anyway, thank you very much for coming out here to the Monkey Shine Lab. Not all of our episodes are such downers. I appreciate you all listening to my story today. And if you do enjoy hearing about life troubles and all that other good stuff while toy hunting, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you all again very soon here on the Monkey Shine Lab. Thanks, everybody.